Hey everyone, today's April the 3rd, and I did a flipping card. This is over me thinking about why my ex would buy me food and give me money if he was planning on leaving me the whole time. And here is what I got. And the reason also I'm documenting my stuff because I'm verifying if the tarot works. I'm a skeptic. And also to see if anything comes true. And I've come to the conclusion that it is accurate, but I also am doing this for people as well who have my same signs, Pisces, Libra, Sagittarius, somewhere in their chart, that this may resonate with them. And also it could just simply be life lessons for you guys. So anyway, here I go. It is a bit hurtful to say this because it's not nice, but so he was giving me food and money at the time because he wanted to have a financially stable home and wanted to be serious about this relationship. But then it changed. He was starting to have anxiety and holding on to his money because something negative was starting to happen. Judgment. There was a judgment and a new beginning. The new beginning that he would begin to lie and have a commitment elsewhere. Now clarifying this part where he was serious about our relationship. It was because he wanted to win at all costs to work on this relationship. But then things changed. He has a motive. This is a motive. Okay, so he was investing in me, and then he was realizing his investment wasn't going as he wanted it to. So he moved on to the next. And I'll just say, before, I used to listen to this guy called Mindful Attraction. So he teaches the hot and cold method. I would just be bored and listening to that. And then I went with Shira 7-1, and I love her, but he acts like the women that Shira talks to, like the gold diggers, because she's really good for like relationship advice and handling your emotions. But there's also, she teaches gold diggers how to be gold diggers, and it's basically like a machine, like that, like that. And it's like, just move on. If the guy is wasting your time, just move on. And it was basically like that. Like, he was investing in me a little bit, but he wasn't getting his returns, so he was just moving on to the next. So he wanted to win at all costs, to collaborate in this relationship. See, 3 and 3. But then things changed, and he went on into a new relationship, the world. So he ended his happiness with me and decided to work on something new. And that's when God stepped in. And so there was a heartbreak, and my defenses went up. And that's the lesson that God wanted me to learn from this relationship. And this has came out before, that's what this whole point of was from God. And I would have my heartbreak, get my defenses up, because this really hurt me. But I got a new perspective, and that was the tower moment. That was my tower moment, because then I could move on and get my happiness, find my happiness and move on, because this relationship wasn't going to be good from the beginning anyway. And that's what I mentioned in older videos, is that he knew a long time before I did that he was going to leave me. I had no clue he was going to leave me. I was pregnant right away from him. And even though I was pregnant, he already knew, like, if this girl wastes my time, I'm just going to leave her. And I had no clue. I thought he was like an honest, good guy. So the Wheel of Fortune happened. The Wheel of Fortune. And that Wheel of Fortune was that I will eventually have, I am going to have my happy home, and I'm going to be financially successful. He's not going to take my money from me. He was just out to get what he was like. This is like the gold diggers. They're out for their own. They're out for their own cause. They're quick. If you're wasting their time, they're gonna quickly leave you. He was. And see, now you have the twos. Like, he's just, deciding where he wants to go, juggling people, trying to find his Queen of Cups. So that's what he's deciding. He has women in the works like that. He's like trying to weed out like who's my biggest potential, because, and my cards will explain why. But so he'll move on to the next woman. See, moving on to the next woman. After, leaving our relationship stagnant and leaving me alone. Because, see, this can be equal give and take, this one, but it's also charity. He's trying to find a woman to give him charity because he's stuck. Because he's made a lot of bad decisions in life. See, that's karma, guys. He's done a lot of bad, so he has really bad karma. So he has nothing but burdens, and so any woman he gets with is just going to be giving him charity, because he's got a lot of problems, as he told me himself. Many problems. And when he said it that way, it's like, thank God that I wasn't stuck with his many problems. So then there was moon energy. These two were together, and then this was separate. So I asked to clarify that. So here he is, the King of Wands, King and Queen of Wands, the player of the deck, the man who, yes, he's loyal, but he's also a player. He's, it's not, if you have this kind of a man, depending on the other cards around, he's not a good man. And he's going to make an offer, a tangible offer to the next woman. But in reality, he's just gonna move on. Both of these, the Fool and the Chariot, are both, the Fool is starting brand new and the Chariot is moving on. So he's, he's not looking for a relationship. He's just looking for charity, and he's on to the next. And that's what my other cards were showing. If you look at my videos, like just right before this one. So he's out looking for another love, for strength. Strength. Let me look again what strength is. So this wasn't serious to begin with. This foundation was not a solid foundation. It was a very fickle foundation, and it was just a matter of time. Patience, tension, and strength. The need for balance. There is a danger that physical attraction masks emotional or other commitment issues that need to be addressed. So, yeah, he's looking for love, but there is a danger that physical attraction masks emotional or other commitment issues that need to be addressed. And that's what the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands is all about too, like physical attraction, desire, lust. The wands are I want. So that's what this was all about. God stepping in, because I needed to learn a lesson. In other tarot spreads I've done, it shows, one time it showed the devil and the angel. So God was bringing this devil energy towards me to teach me this lesson. But as I said, like, God was guiding it the whole time to make sure I don't get hurt. Because there were opportunities that he and I lived together, but they were always stopped. In my Lenormand deck spreads, it always shows that our relationship is blocked. It has the mountain. It's always blocked. Someone is protecting me. And it'll either show like the mountain for being blocked and also the lilies for ancestors. So like my own ancestors are also protecting me. But this was something I had to go through so I can get my heart broken. But so that way I can be tougher. But I don't understand why I needed to learn to be tougher. But yeah, as another tarot reader said, it was like us that have gone through this. That's also why I'm documenting this, because others are going through this just like me. It's like we are like marshmallows. Before that, we were marshmallows. We were just sweet, kind, like this. The Queen of Cups. We're just sweet, kind, lovable, nice, kind-hearted people, and we needed to become the Queen of Swords, which is, we'll cut a bitch, like using our head over our heart and making logical decisions and not letting people step on us. And I did another tarot spread that showed like it was like a lesson from God where the Queen of Cups was like just people taking advantage of her, people stepping on her, just taking advantage of her. And the Queen of Wands, when you become, not the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords leads you to true love because you have boundaries. So you need to become the Queen of Swords and look up who she is. But you know what? I'll tell you who she is too, because it's important that you learn who the Queen of Swords is, because that's what you need to become. So you're not stepped on, taken advantage of, and you'll be able to find true love. The Queen of Swords, an astute strategist, is single-minded and highly ambitious. Like her sign of Libra, she can quickly assess all aspects of a situation to get to the truth, including the underlying psychological motivation of others' attitudes and actions. Adept at numbers, she may be an administrator, IT specialist, researcher, or financial executive. The need for attention to detail relates to her associated sign of Virgo. Swords Queen also makes successful businesswomen or bosses. She has much life experience and may have had hurdles to overcome in her early years. This makes her the strong woman she is. For all this, she is still willing to take risks on new experiences and relationships. She does not suffer fools gladly, but if she likes you, she will reward and trust you implicitly. This card is also known as the Widow, but it means in general a single woman or a woman who has to make her own way in the world. It's also a common card for single parents. The Queen of Swords offers wisdom and intelligence, perspective, and the ability to see the bigger picture. When placed close to negative cards in a reading, the Queen shows strength in adversity. So, and that I got from The Ultimate Guide to Tarot by Liz Dean. So, yeah. Bye, you guys. I'll see you in the next one that I do. Bye.